Like what Irish music means for me is something completely different from what it means to other people, because I have my father, I have the Tulla band, I have my own early years in school. Like, it means all those things to me. And what does tradition mean? I mean, if tradition is merely the repetition of what something else did, it would be very vacant and empty. And unless it has real life experience for me, it's absolutely pointless.
Martin Hayes is a great Irish traditional musician. If Irish traditional music is to survive, it's through people like Martin Hayes.
He just pairs the tune down to its, almost sometimes to its bare elements.
I think his passion and his romance comes out, and I think that's what grabs people.
Now people are recognising him and saying this is one of the most exciting players in Ireland.
I particularly hear the jazz influence in his tone and his precision.
It's not jumping at you. You're sitting back and you're in a trance, and it comes across and you hear the beauty of the tune.
To me it's a language, to Martin it's a language of the emotions.
I love his music. He gave me great ideas for playing Irish music.
I listened to the CD and I thought it was sort of scratchy fiddle music, and then I came to see him and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what a virtuoso he is.
My feet are moving, my hands are clapping, I find myself involved completely physically and mentally in the whole thing.
It feels really good. Really, it touches you in a place that makes you come alive.
First time I went to Ireland, I found a four-leaf clover. First time I stepped on Irish soil.
You know, this is really beautiful playing. It's very gentle, it's very sweet, it's got a lot of character to it. Was there just a fiddle in your house and you picked it up? Or?
Yeah. Well, there was actually, yeah. My father was a fiddle player, and so I've learned from him. In the same way that the children learn language, you know, they don't know anything about grammar, they just start talking, you know, and they keep going till, and they keep getting corrected, and they keep trying to refine it.
I think in Clare, music is as important as politics or sport or football or hurling. It's as important in some ways as the Catholic Church is. I think to some extent the music is holding its own in terms of the kind of the new globalized MTV culture. It's, you know, it's very much a presence in world music.
In Seattle, Clare looks quite different than when I'm in it. When I'm in Clare, Seattle looks quite different, you know. And so I'm continually referring those two viewpoints against each other, and it's as if like they kind of counterbalance each other. Technically, I live in Seattle. My postal address is in Seattle right now. My emotional home is probably County Clare, you know. I have an email address which travels cyberspace with me.
That's nice.
Every generation wants to play as their mentors would say. For instance, Martin would like to play like his father and Paddy Canning, but he can't help it. You have to bring your own influences in.
because of the music, I had made friends with people who were 10 times my age. For the most part, I would anxiously await the opportunity to just take my fiddle out instead of dealing with algebra. And in the morning, after I'd have the breakfast, before I go to school, I'd play a couple of tunes, because it felt good. And when I was in my early 20s, I kind of started to abuse music a bit. Like I go, well, I used it to make money. And I suppose I didn't believe that one could like do something like emotional and touching and deep within your heart and expect to exist in the rational world with it. So I kind of ignored the possibilities of playing what I felt.
Martin and I think, have a connection that musicians don't often get, simply that we both went through the same experiences in Chicago of having to play stuff we didn't particularly like.
I moved to Chicago in 1985, and I rented the first apartment we could get myself into, you know. And it's funny that apartment was right across the road from Dennis. It seemed like any time you'd see him, he was doing something different and well capable of it. And I kept thinking, what a versatile guitarist. Now, I wonder, is there any way if we could get him into traditional music? Now, what would he do? You know, I mean, what would all his background and all his perspective, like, what would he end up playing?
I get asked a lot of questions of, well, you're bringing jazz elements in, you're bringing classical elements in, and I honestly don't hear that.
I hear a great understanding and an affiliation with Irish traditional music in his playing.
He has a whole range of chords he could play, he could play numerous chord progressions.
Whenever I might be consumed in emotionalism or something that's not entirely, maybe entirely rational, not that it has to be all the time, but he evaluates it on terms of music. He's a very good example of somebody quite far removed from the culture who actually understands the expression of the tunes at a very deep level.